Alex, town founder at Carlton Landing, and we're here today on site. It's early February 2010, and we're cutting the first roads here at Carlton Landing.
There were a lot of challenges. We were interested in doing something in Oklahoma City, but we're unable to get the zoning for it, so we went to a place where it was unincorporated land out in the country, and we could create our own zoning code. And so in that process, we didn't have the red tape of the city, but we also didn't have the infrastructure, the ability to deliver water and sewer treatment, electrical substations and the electrical service, the fiber backbone, all the things that we take for granted in an urban environment were things that we had to bring and create from scratch.
Most Oklahoma towns are a little more than a century old, but one in Pittsburgh County is only 2 days old.
So in the early days of Carlton Landing, we really wanted to build the community, but we didn't want to do an intense marketing strategy, and so we really built the community by inviting friends and family and friends of friends out. We would have dinners at our house and just get to know people and invite them out, and just through that organic way of growing, the community grew slowly at first, and now it's crazy how much it's grown. So at the charter school, I got to teach home ec. So that was part of the edible schoolyard, but then also the kids would come to our house and we would learn different recipes and get to learn to make it and get to eat together. And then I also taught Spanish. So I taught pre-K through 12th grade Spanish.
In addition to the standard curriculum, the kids are helping prepare the way for a community garden.
What did we put into the ground?
Grant's wife Jennifer heads that effort.
We want our residents and the people that come to visit to know where the food comes from. And
like the garden, the seeds for the town will grow into something else.
so when we started the charter school, we knew we wanted to have a farming, gardening component to the school because we wanted the kids to learn how to grow food and prepare the food that they were growing. So we started a program called the Edible Schoolyard. We wrote grants and got funding to be able to do that at our school. And just a block, not even a block, maybe half a block away from the school, we had our community garden, and we planted raised beds there and taught the kids how to grow vegetables and herbs and flowers from seed. And then we would go back and harvest and get to learn how to make some fresh food from that. We also had chickens at the community garden, so the kids got to learn how to take care of chickens and get to gather the eggs.
It was really fun. I moved there when I was going into middle school, so that was a pretty big transition for me. But I think I really, just looking back, have so many fun memories of just playing in the woods and having such a simple life. I think most of the memories I have from middle school and high school were just of being in nature and having time with my family and getting to be a part of a really cool thing. I was the oldest child at Carlton Landing Academy, so I was kind of a pioneer in that sense. But yeah, I think it really made me resilient and made me really appreciate the simple things that life has to offer, like growing your own food and being in close proximity to nature and water and knowing your neighbors, and it was great.
And it's so different from anything that I've seen before. We've got a builder coming in from Georgia who's...
Grant Humphreys is the founder of Carlton Landing.
The town's named after Grant's grandfather, who owned a place here on Lake Eufaula back in the 1970s.
But at Carlton Landing, we're all about family.
One challenge I would say in the beginning, there were 0 restaurants in Carlton Landing. There were some in Eufaula, which is 10 minutes away. But it was also a cool thing because it just had our family eating around the table, literally breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. So I tried new recipes, and we just got creative in the kitchen because we didn't have a lot of restaurants around.
I played a lot in the woods. I had kind of like a Tom Sawyer childhood, if you will. Some challenges about growing up there was that no one was there. It was literally just me and my brothers, and so we became very close, but it was also kind of a challenge because I didn't have a lot of people to hang out with when I was growing up. I don't really remember the very beginning because I was so young. I'd say it was fine. I loved growing up there. It was a great place to grow up. Yeah, sure. I'd let my kids grow up there. I think it's a fine place to grow up. I don't know if I'm gonna grow them there, but if I do have children in the near future, hopefully not in the near future, I think it'd be fine if they grew up there. It'd be a great place.
I think God designed us to reach a limit of ourselves where we just get to a point where your stress is just kind of maxed out. And it's hard, but you get used to it. And I think God in His grace gives us a point where we reach an end to ourselves and we just have to depend on Him. And if we've been in a place where we are trying to control everything, sometimes those situations in life, whether it's business challenges or other things in life, force us to kind of open our hands and realize that we don't control as much as we might have thought. And that's a hard thing to come to admit, but once you realize it and you just say, hey, I'm just going to trust God with this, there's a lot of grace that comes through there. And so yes, it was stressful, but honestly, it just got to a point that it was just challenging, and I just got used to working through those challenges. There's always one thing you can do. There's one next step. You got to figure out what's the next step and do that, and that's your challenge for the day. Just do that thing, and the next day you figure out what's the next step, you know.
We're excited to see you guys come out to Carlton Landing, and we're getting it ready for you.